Howdy, y'all. Welcome back to Ireland Bound. I know, been a little bit longer than what I planned to do in between a few videos, but I am here and I have another installment of the Irish saga. That's what it's starting to feel like, especially whenever I tell you about this one tonight. It's got a few little twists, a few little turns, and well, instead of me sitting here talking for a while, why don't I go ahead and get you into some of the research that I did and some of the things I looked at, and I'll tell you about one. My dog. Gotta love him, but sometimes I really want to beat him. No, I love him, don't I, Sandy? Yes. Yeah. Now I just gotta get him to stop treating my tripod so badly. Anyway, so tonight I'm going to tell you about one of my many times great grandfather named John Nicholas Cooke the Fourth. So let's go ahead and we will get into that. So since I'm working on the tree, I'm going to do this the old style here because there are some things that I wanted to show you. So we're going to go up through my dad's side, Lloyd's side of the family. There were a there well there was an interesting thing that I found that I thought that needed to be added to this, considering that I now have the Irish trip planned out. So we're going to go up from my father through his mother Margaret, through her mother Mary, through Mary's father John, and up through the Cooke side of the family. So we need to go a little further up. Go a little further up. We're going to have to go back a ways for this, so hold on a sec. And here. I believe right here is where we want to be at, where it says John N. Cooke the Fourth and Elizabeth Ross. Now that's John Nicholas Cooke the Fourth. I've seen one thing where it's like saying that there's only two John Cookes, but actually there's John Cooke Jr. there, third, fourth, and truthfully there's a John Cooke down here. So there's several of them, but this one here that was born 1659 to 1733, he's the one that I want to look at because I found out something interesting. So, I'm going to pull it up here. There we go. John Nicholas Cooke the Fourth. He was my 8th great grandfather. He was born the 31st of December, 1659 in North Leach, Cotswold District. Oh my word, I'm going to have trouble with this one. Give me a second. Gloucestershire, England. Now, here's where we get to the interesting part. When he died in 1733 in Cookstown, County Tyrone, Northern Ireland of the United Kingdom. Okay, Cookstown. Now, I know that seems like a pretty interesting thing here. I didn't sorry, I was wanting to go over here to his wife. His wife, too, it was pretty interesting finding out because Elizabeth Ross, his wife, born 4th of November, 1662, in Fermanagh, Londonderry. It says Londonderry, but I think it was probably supposed to be Londonderry. Um, I'm going to assume that. Um, in Northern Ireland. She died the 29th of April, 1705, in Cooksborough, Westmeath, oh boy, I love these names over there. Leinster, Ireland. Sorry about that. It took me a moment to get around that. So, Grandpa was born, or not born, but he died in Cookstown, and his wife was born and died in Ireland. So that was one that I found interesting. So I don't know the backstory between the two of them yet, exactly what happened. Did she end up in England, where he was at there in the Gloucestershire, or did he go to Ireland and meet her and get married there? Because they did have at least one child. I'm going to come down here. I can't remember the history on it. Hold on a second. Let me pull up family. Yeah, all it's showing right now is their son. Because he was born in Scotland, from what I'm finding out. Okay, I mean, in all truth of the matter, it's all the United Kingdom, so I mean, it's not like a big deal. Um, people did travel back then. I mean, it's not like they were born and died all in one place. If they did, nobody would have ever gotten to America. So Robert Edmund Barclay Cooke, who was their child, my seventh great grandfather, was born in South Leith, Lothian, Scotland. And of course, he died in the United States because he ended up moving here to America and starting a life here in America. So, like I said, I have one family that's like I had a Scottish grandfather and a French grandmother who had children in Ireland, and then they ended up moving to America. Now I have a English grandfather and an Irish grandmother who have a child in Scotland, and of course both of them die in Ireland. Both end up in Ireland. They die there, and then the son ends up moving to America. Like I said, I love following some of these things because it's so much fun to find out, where some of these things, where these people were born, the paths that they took and stuff. So, yeah, it was just, I thought it was cool that John Cooke died in Cookstown. And here in just a second, I will pull up another piece of information, and then you can see a little bit more about Cookstown and why it's so interesting finding out about that. Here we have Cookstown. It says Cookstown. And of course, Irish word. I'm not going to try to say that because I'm pretty sure I'm going to butcher it pretty badly, because there's a lot of letters in there. I'm not sure how to pronounce them exactly. It says is a town in County Tyrone, Northern Ireland. It is the fourth largest town in the county and had a population of 12,546 in the 2021 census. It, along with Magherafelt and Dungannon, is one of the main towns in the Mid Ulster Council area. It was founded around 1620 when the town's land in the area were leased by an English ecclesiastical lawyer, Dr. Alan Cooke, from the Archbishop of Armagh, who had been granted the land after the flight of the earls during the plantation of Ulster. It was one of the main centers of the linen industry west of the River Bann, and until 1956, the process of flax spinning, weaving, bleaching, and beetling were carried out in the town. So, Dr. Alan Cooke, um, I I have tried to do research on him. There is a chance that he might be related in some way. Now, this is 1620. Now, the relative I had, it was like the late 1600s, early 1700s, when he died there. So I mean, he could have been, like I said, a many times great uncle, because I know that he wasn't in my direct line. If he was, he would have been about the point that John Cooke the Junior is at. So maybe not. Um, what I like is the fact that there is a Cookstown coat of arms. That's kind of interesting to see that, and to think that a town would have a coat of arms. Uh, Now, a little bit kind of on the history here. It says in 1609, land was leased to an English ecclesiastical lawyer, Dr. Cooke, who fulfilled the covenants entering into the lease by building houses on the land. In 1628, King Charles the First, this is quite a while back, King Charles the First granted letters patent to Cooke, permitting the holding of a twice weekly market for livestock and flaxen goods. In 1641, the native Irish, so this is about 21 years after the town was officially settled. In 1641, the native Irish revolted against the planters in a bloody rebellion, and the town was destroyed. The rebellion has a devastating effect on the town, and development ceased for nearly a century. So from like 1641 to 1741. So 1741 would put it closer to the time that my, grandfather, my many times, was it eighth great grandfather, would have been there, because he died there in 1733, if I remember right. So this was towards the end of that 100 years. So he might have been in part of the process of helping them to, reset things back up. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't been able to find enough information on that to tell for certain. Um, let's see, where is that? Oh, yeah, century. Over the succeeding years, the lands around Cookstown were progressively bought up by William Stewart of Killymoon, until in 1671 all of Dr. Cooke's lands were in the hands of the Stewart family. William Stewart and later his son James set out plans for the town soon after this. Inspired by the Wide Streets Commission's work in Dublin, they planned a new town to be built along the tree-lined boulevards, which were to be 135 feet, or over there they would consider it 41 meters wide. Now, we're going to get down to the really interesting part down here, at least to me. Yeah, sure, Alan Cooke, that's pretty interesting, but it gets better. In 1802, Colonel William Stewart, James Stewart's unmarried son, approached the London architect John Nash. Now, y'all remember that I have connections, that I have Nash family connections? Well, I did a little research on him, and apparently John Nash, uh, he was born in England, but he went apparently back to South Wales to visit his family back there. So, in some way, he might be connected to me. I think, looking at or remembering back to timelines, he would be like maybe a cousin. So, a cousin from one side helping to build, or I should say, a possible cousin from one side helping to rebuild the town that a possible uncle or maybe cousin from the other side started. Okay, now that is wild. Okay, the Nash family, like I said, that they're actually, both sides are part of my dad's family. I mean, they're branches of my dad's family, but I mean, what are the chances of that being true? I mean, they would not have known each other They would not have known the connection. There would not have been a, oh, well, I'm going to go work on my cousin's great grandfather's property. I mean, they wouldn't have known that, because at this point the families aren't connected. At least I don't think they are. I might have to go check some of my stuff. I think it's a little further down that they become connected. But part of my Nash line and part of my Cooke line here working together. Now, this is what I love about genealogy. You know, the chances of two family members of mine being in the same area, working on the same things. I mean, as we've already discovered, I have members of both sides of my family who have lived and died in Northern Ireland. Within, of course, according to our modern times, within like, a few hours drive of each other. I think one was like 30 minutes and the other was like an hour or something like that. It might take a little bit longer depending on what the traffic would be like, how many sheep you run across. But I mean, look at that. John Nash. I mean, here I am getting Nashes back into my family history. So it's funny how they just cross over there. Anyway, so John Nash, he requested that he visit the area to rebuild Killymoon Castle. Nash also designed the rectory at Lissean for the Reverend John Molesworth Staples in 1807. So, like I said, my family is having a lot of cross connections here and in Ireland too. You know, like I said, I did some research on John Nash. I know that he had been back in southern Wales, that he had visited family back there. But the one I'm having trouble with is Dr. Alan Cooke. Like I said, I'm going to need someone who would probably be better at this to help me find the connection. But I mean, that's wild. That is absolutely wild. And I love it. So who knows? Maybe I will find the connection. Um, because, like I said, you can look down through here and see that, Cookstown has been very prominent over the years. That there have been things, going to the next paragraph says, with the establishment of Gunning's linen weaving mill with over 300 looms, Cookstown developed in the 19th century, which, for those of you who have trouble with that, that would be like the 1800s. So, in the 19th century, as the local center of the linen trade, two railways established terminus railway stations at Cookstown: the Belfast and Northern County Railway and the Great Northern Railway. So they both had lines that came in to Cookstown to ship out all of this linen trade that they were working on. Prominent developments in the second half of the 19th century included J. McCarthy's Church of the Holy Trinity on Chapel Street. It says on the 17th of June, 1920, during the Irish War of Independence, the Irish Republican Army, the IRA, raided the Royal Irish Constabulary, the RIC barracks in Cookstown, with help from four sympathetic RIC officers. In a brief firefight, IRA volunteer Patrick Lauren Lowran was killed. He was the first IRA volunteer killed on active service in what became Northern Ireland. So technically, like I said, at the time that a lot of this is happening, it's all Ireland. I mean, it hadn't officially split up in Northern Ireland and independent Ireland yet. Cookstown Town Hall was designed by the town surveyor Charles Jeffrey Burtwell, and built on the Burn Road by James Corrigan of Pomeroy. It was officially opened on the 27th of May, 1953. And of course, going down, says during the Troubles, which is what they called their war they had, Cookstown suffered from several bomb attacks, and on the 2nd of November 1990, an off duty soldier from the Ulster Defense Regiment was killed by a car bomb. Cookstown Town Hall was demolished in 1998, and the Burnavon Arts and Cultural Center opened on the site in 2000. So there have been a lot of things that happened in that area. It was looks like it was the center of a lot of stuff going on, and of course, as you can see in the picture there off to the right, it says the main street looking north. That's Sleeve Galleon is in the background. I'm thinking that is the mountain range that they're talking about. Slive. I said sleeve, but I think it's Slive. Um, of course, I'm not familiar enough with Irish pronunciations to get that 100% right, but so there was a lot of stuff that went on, a lot of things that happened. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to do that. Just trying to move it and it wouldn't move. So there's other things, if you want to go on Wikipedia and look up more about it, see there's other things that you can look at and see. So like I said, that was just something that I saw and I was totally impressed by it. And like I said, I've got to find out if Dr. John, or not Alan, Dr. Alan Cooke, find out if he was related to me in some way, either like I said, an uncle or cousin or something. Because I found the connection with Nash, with John Nash, and he was like a distant cousin. So I mean that find out if he's related to me in some way, which I'm pretty sure he is. And I wouldn't have found that out if I hadn't seen that John Nicholas Cooke the Fourth had died in Ireland in Cookstown. I mean, I probably would have looked past it and never thought anything of it, but like I said, the chances are really, really good that I am related. I gotta get more information so I can find out how. And like I said, finding out information on John Cook or Alan Cook. I'm sorry, I've got too many people I'm trying to keep track of, but trying to find the information, that's going to be hard. So hopefully I'll find it. All right, so there we have it. I have come to look at the three towns that we have discussed almost as like my trifecta, my Irish trifecta. Of course, I mentioned my mother's family with the connection to Londonderry, and what they went through there in the siege. There was, of course, after that, there was my dad's side of the family with a connection with Coleraine. And then now come to find out that also on my dad's family, there's also a connection with Londonderry. My dog. Again, yeah, he seems to love to mess around tonight with stuff that he shouldn't be messing around with. So, anyways, yeah, so I've got both sides of my family connecting into Londonderry, and also get a bonus town with Coleraine and with Cookstown. And it just, like I said, just all the little connections there. It it's exciting. And um well, I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now. um Next year, at this time, I will be closing up my trip to Ireland. Yes, I actually have it all planned out. I know where I'm going. I know some of the places that I'm going to be staying at. And well, I'm gonna have to go ahead and say it, because I've already been given permission to talk about it by those who have helped me with it. But when the dream first came out, and when I first started realizing that there was something really, really calling to me from Ireland, I had told my boss, because I was sitting there thinking, okay, he needs to know so he'll understand why I need off. And I figured giving him a 2-year advance warning would be enough time, that it wasn't like I was coming up to him 6 months before and going, hey, I want to go to Ireland, and especially during a time that we normally don't get vacations. But I mean, he was very understanding about it. He was very considerate about it, because I mean, my next birthday, I mean, last week I turned 49. Uh, yes, I turned 49. Next year I'll be turning 50, and I will be turning 50 in Ireland. And I just, like I said, when I told Aaron, he was excited about it. He was excited for me. And I didn't realize how much until last week, whenever he gave me my paycheck. Because, of course, it was my birthday, and he also gave me, he and his wife, they were both standing there, and they gave me a birthday card. And on the inside of the birthday card, I'm trying very hard not to cry because I'm still emotional about it. But they put a note in the card saying that they really wanted to help me with this trip. And those wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people, um, they're paying for my airfare over there and back. They are very graciously helping me with that, and it's like such a load being taken off of me, knowing that I have the way over there and I have the way home. And it's because of them, and because of their wonderful, big hearted, generous hearts, that I'm going to get to do this. So I am really, really happy, because that puts me one step closer. Each little step that I've taken, and now they're going to help me get my passport done. Uh, Allie and Aaron, they have been out of the country twice, and so Allie said she'd help me get my passport taken care of, get all the stuff done. So uh, I will be working with her, and I will do a video. I know I said this a while back, when I was talking about wanting to go to Ireland, and now that it is like 1 year closer to it. But Allie said that she'd help me go through the process. I will film it, because I figure that anybody who, of my friends and family that are going to want to go with me, if they don't have passports, this will be a good thing to help them. Will kind of give them an idea. And since I have someone who's already been through it helping me, then I can use her knowledge to help someone else. Because I know at one point, one of my cousins, Kim, she wanted to go, but she's like, I don't have a passport. And I told her I don't either. So, she'd be able to watch and get her passport. I've had a few other friends that they've talked about it. Some of them were talking about the fact they need to renew their passports. So, like I said, that will all be part of the process, because, of course, you do the online application, and then you go in and you get the picture taken, and uh, they do the final stuff. I'm not sure what all, but yeah. So, like I said, I'm getting closer, and it's becoming more and more real. And I've been driving everybody at work a little crazy. So, any of my coworkers, if you're watching this, and the past ones who have been watching, I'm sorry for driving you crazy, but I'm getting really excited now. I mean, when I tell you I'm getting crazy about it, I even, on my weather app, I even put in locations for Northern Ireland and Southern Ireland, two places that I'm going to be at, so that I would know what the weather's going to be like next year. Like I said, I'm getting just a little bit crazy doing research. There's places I'm looking at. One of them I know I want to stay at. And so that's kind of my goal with that one. And my dog is down here annoying me. He thinks he's the best thing on the planet. Okay, maybe he is. I just don't need him annoying me right now. Go over here. Go over here. Go over here. Come on. Go over here. There we go. All right. Get him out of the way, and he wants to come over and say hi. Are you gonna come over and say hi? No, he just wants to say hi to me. But anyway, so yeah, like I said, it's just I've been driving everybody crazy, and everyone's going to be a little bit more crazy. I know one of the current coworkers that I work with. Uh, I was sitting there talking about something, and she goes, "You've been telling me all this." She says, "I've got your family information in my head now." So it's just, like I said, I'm at the point that I'm getting really excited because it's becoming more and more real. Uh, I know that I'm probably going to be crying and excited all at the same time when I actually have the passport in my hand. Because I mean that's the big thing. I mean, you could go over there, but it's not going to help unless you have the passport. And I believe you have to have visas, entry visas to get into the country. So I'll have to go through all that, and I've been looking at car rentals, places to stay. There's also going to be a train ride involved. And don't worry. Next year, I will film all of this. I will film everything and I'll put it on the channel. Not all at once because that would probably drive everybody a little crazy. I might do almost like a little highlight reel, showing maybe a few things, as a little teaser. But yeah, I've got three in my head. I've got three full videos planned that I want to film. I know it's a year away, and I'm already thinking about videos to film. That's just how far in advance that I think with things. But yeah, so I mean, I've got, like I said, three videos. Well, let's say four videos that I'm kind of planning. Um, rest of it, I just might make it just about the trip. But like I said, I'm excited. I'm happy. And I'm so grateful. I am so, 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 so very grateful to Aaron and Allie for helping me and for helping to make my dream come true. I mean, never in a million years did I expect this. I mean, I was sitting there, I was going through my mind on how to do everything, on my own. And like I said, they took a big weight off of my shoulders with that. But I'm happy about it. I am overjoyed. I mean, I've had other people along the way helping me. I had decided that one of the ways I'd help to save money because I have a tendency to spend bills, as I started a coin saving thing, and my friend Tanya and her daughter Kayla, they gave me about $65 worth of change. I mean, you should have seen it. They just kept pouring change in. It's like, oh, here's a little more, here's some more, here's some more. And so they gave me a whole bunch of change, and of course I've added to it since then. I've um I've got over $100. I'm not sure exactly how much because I haven't counted it in a while. But yeah, I've got a lot of change there, and like I said, that was like totally unexpected that they gave that, and that's going to go a good ways for, at least for spending money. Have a little what my dad used to call folding money to put in my pocket. So like I said, it's all coming together and it's all coming true, and I am so ready. I am so very ready. And before I end this, I've got to do my usual thing because it's been a while and some people might have actually quit my channel. I hope not. I haven't looked. I'll have to look at the stats. I haven't paid attention to it in a little bit. I've been busy with way too many other things. Don't. But you come up here, my dog. Okay. Anyways, so I know a lot of y'all already know I need y'all to subscribe. Nice big red button. Hit it. Make sure that the bell icon shows you that it's all, so that way you get everything that I post. Because as it goes along, there might be some pictures that I put up. Maybe I'll ask y'all some questions. So keep track there, so that way you'll know when I put something up. Uh, Give me a thumbs up. Let Facebook know that you enjoy me, and let me know that you're enjoying it too. So I need a thumbs up. If you have questions, or maybe there's something that you have an idea of, and you want to say something, leave a comment. Let's start a conversation, and we will work through it together, right? You can, maybe you've traveled over there to Ireland, and there's something that you know that I don't. I would appreciate the information. Believe me, I would appreciate, you know, helpful hints, guides, things to definitely stay away from. Maybe a hidden secret or something like that, that you know. So leave a comment, and help a girl out here. I'd appreciate it. And also, too, I have a Facebook page. It's under the same name, Ireland Bound. And the way you know for certain that you have the right, thing, because Facebook, they tend to like let anybody use, the name several times. So to make sure you have the right one, it should have a nice little butterfly flying on the profile picture. And of course, when you go on there, there'll be the things that I post, because pretty much everything on that page, I try to leave just about Ireland stuff, either pictures that I've seen of Ireland, or maybe travel stuff about Ireland, things from my YouTube I will post over there, and pictures and stuff like that. And I think I'm a little bit behind because that month that I had all the problems, I got way behind on stuff that I intended to do. So I will try very hard to get everything up there, so that way everyone can see, and that you'll know what all's I'm looking at and that I'm doing. So feel free to go over there and look, and so that way you can keep up with that. Make sure that you follow me on that page. Like the page and follow it, and then that way, whenever I post something, you'll be aware of it too. But anyway, so that's it for tonight. I hope everyone has a great week. And after I get the passport video started, uh, it's uh, I'm I'm going to put it, like the Ireland trip part one passport, or something like that. So that way, I can keep adding to it, and y'all will know the different steps that I am going through to make sure everything is like it should be. There might be a big span of time in between some of them, but I will make sure that it all goes up there. So, anyways, I hope everyone has a great week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.